April 15th comes once a year. How does being an electric violin player affect you on that day? I'm certainly not a tax expert, but here are some things to think about when you're talking with yours. Whew, that's a lot better. Many of you have been violinists for a long time and you're relatively new to amplified music. One reason that people want to amplify their violins is so that they can play for bigger crowds or in different types of venues. Often that type of thing comes with some compensation. As such, there are a few things that may be changing for you, and these could have tax implications in your favor. We are not tax professionals at Electric Violin Shop. These are just some things that you might want to think about when you're preparing your taxes. For sure, consult with your tax preparation professional and get professional advice on this. If you're getting paid to play your violin, you are supposed to claim that compensation on your income tax. That's the law. However, under U.S. tax law, you are allowed to deduct your expenses that come from your taxable income. Again, I'm not a tax expert, and you should definitely consult one, but these are some things you might want to think about. Your instrument could be a tax deduction. If you bought an instrument this year, there are a couple of options. One option is to deduct the entire amount of the instrument. Another option is to capitalize that and deduct that amount over several years. You got to ask your tax pro which one is the right option for you. Your strings, bow, rosin, case, cables, pedals, amps, power supplies, all these are potential deductions, especially if you're only using these to make music and you're getting paid to make music. Your clothes, if you only wear them on stage, are potentially deductible. Your meals when you're traveling to and from shows may be deductible, but usually at only about 50% of what you spend. So keep records and receipts. If you spend the night on the road as part of playing a show, say it's too far away to drive back that night, that has some different implications from a tax standpoint. Definitely ask your tax pro. Your mileage to and from shows, from music stores, to and from rehearsals, to and from anything music related may be deductible, and we're talking in the 50 cent per mile range. That adds up pretty fast. Any repairs, bow rehearing, violin setups, strings, any of that may be deductible. If you're taking a trip to go see another band play, and the type of information you're gathering on that trip is going to be beneficial to you and your career, say that you're taking notes on stage performance, you're taking notes on how these people are playing certain things. If this is at all possibly construed as a research trip for your business, those expenses may be deductible. It's also important to talk to your tax pro about those. Keep records of anything you do that's music related, whether you drove or not, how many miles you drove, did you eat or drink on that trip, anything you buy. Keep records and receipts. I use a spreadsheet with the following columns. I've got the date, the city, the venue, how much I made, how far I drove, how much I spent on food and drink, how much I spent on any gear, repairs, equipment, how much I spent on hotels, parking, and it's pretty quick to fill that out. All you have to do is just every time you get back from a trip, you just put in the 3, 4, 5 dates, whatever, and that stuff should be pretty fresh in your mind. That way at the end of the year, you've got a way to keep track of all that. Those are just some things that your tax pro may not know about you, so if you can tell them, hey, I'm a pro musician or a semi-pro musician, I'm making a little money, here is a spreadsheet with all of my expenses in it, then your tax professional can help you decide how we're going to treat that. Depending on how much you make, you might actually come out in the hole on some gigs from a tax perspective. Certainly worth discussing with your tax prep pro. So if you are new to the business side of making music, welcome. It's a fun way to make money for sure. But if you're smart about it, you can minimize your tax burden and maybe justify buying some more toys. What I meant to say was work-related gear.